Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Escalation over escalations, but two little changes in the frequency of the escalation and the intensity of the escalation. Frequency. Before, the escalations were every other month. Then it turned into every other week. Then it turned into every other day. But it's a frequency. It increased. It's an accelerated increase of hostilities. The reactions, action, consequence, the decision as a reaction. That's the frequency. It increased in an accelerated manner. The same with the intensity. Intensity is the difference between if I send you a bullet to defend yourself against those guys, or if I send you a tank. Now that's different intensity. And the intensity is has increased. Remember, they started with bullets, then we got to, javelins, then they said with howitzers, then they said little short-range missile systems, then HIMARS, then Patriots, then armored vehicles, fighting vehicles, then tanks, then airplanes, then troops. And now the Russians say, okay, then nukes. So the Russians are, this is what I'm going to discuss in this article, are advancing. That's no doubt about it. In Kharkiv and in Donetsk Oblast. And they liberated two more settlements in Kharkov, in the north of the hostilities, and in the center of the hostilities. So Kharkiv is in the far east of Ukraine. Donetsk is a little bit southeast. The other one is just east. So the Russians are advancing. These guys said, if these guys are breaking through, which I think they do, the Russians, we possibly can send troops if the Ukrainians ask for it. The Ukrainians asked this a long time ago, so that's going to happen. And then the Russians said, if you send troops, we're going to nuke you. Putin just ordered tactical nuclear weapons drills against the threats of troops, NATO troops deployed in Ukraine. Intensity, frequency. These things happened in the past week and a half. All this. We broke the front. We are heading towards west. Well, we're going to send troops. Supposedly, the Foreign Legion is already active in Ukraine. I just uploaded a video a minute ago where, according to the Russians, 7 French Foreign Legionnaires were blown up. And reportedly, 1,500 more are supposed to be deployed. Foreign Legionnaires, not French. No. Legionnaires, like they fight for their interests with the Ukrainians, then with the Romanians, then with the Poles, then with the Baltic states, and so on. So here I'm going to show you the two settlements that the Russians liberated or conquered, took control, occupied, whatever euphemisms you want to use for the same action, whatever fits to your desires or worldview. And I'm going to show you where they occurred. The Russians are definitely advancing. Will they deploy troops? If they deploy troops, these guys are going to use tactical nuclear weapons on Ukraine or on the countries that deploy troops. I would go straight to the source if I were attacked. If I'm attacked by him, all right, or in this area by your troops, I'm not going to just fight you here. I'm going to fuck you up right there. Command center. 1 missile, maybe more, if you are escalating. All right, but I don't know what's going on over there with these guys, but I hope that the European Russians know what to do against the European French and others. Sputnik. Russian armed forces liberate Solovyovo in DPR, Donetsk People's Republic, and Kotliarovka in Kharkov region, however we want to call it. I'm going to show you where those guys are located. Russian troops' surprise spring breakthrough in Donbass and slow, steady push through the Kharkov region have sparked fears in Kiev and Washington that Ukraine's NATO's armed and trained forces won't be able to stop the front from crumbling before new arms aid arrives. They will not change anything, because if they don't have the personnel to they're going to stay over there and rust. But I suspect they will be NATO-operated weapons. So let's see where this thing occurs, where the settlements are. Let's start with the one in Kharkov, right? No, in DPR. Let's Donetsk People Republic. Let me show you. So Solovyovo in DPR. Let's see where that is. Right here. So this is Donetsk People Republic. I will show you in the big scheme of things. This is the Donetsk Oblast, and this is where they were able by Avdiivka, right here, Avdiivka, Donetsk, right here on Solovyovo. They conquered it and they move this way, northwest. Now that's one. And the other one, they said it is Kotliarovka in Kharkov region. And that is in this area. I will show you another map. This is Kharkov. Here it is in the far east of Ukraine, in the north of the hostilities. And this little town of Bethlehem is here. I will show you another map next to, going towards Kupiansk. And I'm going to use another map which is more detailed, which is the same boob profile right here. Okay, like this boob profile. I like this one better. So it's right here. Right here. This is the little Kotliarivka, if I remember correctly. Was that one? Yeah, let's see, Kotliarivka. Yeah, Kotliarovka. So that is clearly here. And I'm going to do like this, so you know it's in between these two flanks, which in this one would be in between these two flanks in Kharkiv, right here, and the other one is, as I said, in here, Solovyovo, pop. Okay, so let's go back to the article. Russian forces are continuing to advance through Ukrainian-occupied areas of the Donetsk People's Republic and have made new gains in the neighboring Kharkov region. Russia's defense ministry has announced, and I'm quoting, units of Battle Group Center liberated the village of Solovyevo in the Donetsk People's Republic and struck a blow against the manpower and equipment of the 92nd Assault, 31st and 100th and 115th Mechanized Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and the 109th Territorial Defense Brigade and 2nd National Guard Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Papari-Paraparapa and Progress in Donetsk People's Republic, the Ministry of Defense said in a statement on Monday. Battle Group Center troops were said to have engaged and repelled 7 Ukrainian counterattacks in the areas of, okay, I'm not going to go into that one here, and then elsewhere on the front as a result of dynamic actions. Units of Battle Group Zapad liberated the village of Kotliarovka in Kharkov region. So Zapad and Center. Let's go. This is Zapad here. No, sorry, this is Center because it's in the middle, Center, and the other one is Zapad, this area between Liman and Kupiansk. Kupiansk is here, Liman is Krasny Liman right here. So this is the line of contact. I don't know what's going on over there, but it seems like the Russians stayed in that position for some time. So this is it. We'll see if some NATO idiots claim that there are 2 prerequisites to be met for NATO to consider sending troops now to Ukraine, which is 1, the Russians break through the defenses of Ukrainian defenses, and the second one is if we are asked by the Ukrainians. Okay, that could have happened, as I said many times, 2 years ago, but here it is. These guys are breaking through, obviously, and the Ukrainians obviously will request aid, or at least will say, well, we're losing, you guys are losing, send your men to fight. And these elected officials will send you to fight. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Why? Because our way of life, our civilization, our values, our freedom, our democracy, all these are at stake because the Russian hordes are galloping towards us. too many Hollywood movies for the baboons. They would say, yeah, man, yeah. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.